In recent weeks, there have been reports about the use of special weapons in Maduro's crackdown in Venezuela. The term that kept coming up was sonic weapon. So let's put geopolitics aside for a moment and understand what this weapon is and what it does to our bodies. When we talk about a sonic weapon, we're referring to the LRAD, long-range acoustic device, an acoustic device for long-range use. It's essentially an advanced speaker system capable of emitting a loud and focused sound at a high frequency. The system was originally developed for military purposes, but was later adopted by police forces as well, and we recently saw it used in Serbia to disperse protests. So how does it work? First of all, it's important to understand that sound is simply fluctuations in air pressure. Usually sound spreads out broadly, but with the LRAD system, it works a bit differently. Dozens or sometimes hundreds of small speakers broadcast forward all at once, which cancels out the waves to the sides and focuses them straight ahead. Basically, imagine the difference between a light bulb that illuminates a room and a single focused powerful flashlight. It's the same thing, just with sound instead of light. This focusing of the sound creates a very strong acoustic pressure, and to understand the intensity, let's compare it to levels we're familiar with. A normal conversation between two people is about 60 decibels. A concert is about 110 decibels, and our pain threshold in the ear is 130 decibels, while the LRAD system operates at 150 to 160 decibels. And this isn't just a bit more noise. These are levels that our bodies simply can't tolerate. Now let's understand what this does to the body, starting with direct damage to the ears. Our auditory system is one of the most sensitive systems in our body, and at such intensities, the eardrum vibrates abnormally strongly inside the ear. The pressure in the middle ear rises sharply and immediately. The hair cells are overwhelmed by stimulation, causing sharp and intense pain. In addition, there will be ringing in the ears, temporary hearing loss, and in extreme cases, small tears in the eardrum and bleeding from the ears. The second wave of damage affects the nose and sinuses. This pressure enters the cavity inside the nose and the sinuses, and over time can cause bleeding and even lasting damage to the nose. And the third type of damage is to the brain and the balance system. The pressure created by the alert overwhelms our auditory nerve, the brain struggles to process information, and we experience dizziness, falls, confusion, and more. In addition, we will feel an instinctive urge to flee the area. This isn't some kind of psychological fear. It's truly an instinct to get away from that sound. Another important point is that many of the injuries caused by the alert are not from the volume of the sound itself, but from people fleeing the area, which leads to collisions, falls, and things that ultimately result in orthopedic injuries. So what does this have to do with Maduro? Reports coming from Venezuela describe the use of unconventional means to suppress, neutralize, and deter the people around Maduro. There is no verified information that American forces actually use this, but all the symptoms point to the use of the LRAD system. The LRAD is classified as a non-lethal weapon because it doesn't use a projectile or any kind of explosion, but with prolonged exposure over a long period, we can see significant damage. Good luck!